shot up. That is in. Burns the win. Have room to run. Also, Dixon champion. Toronto both there. Henry is clock running down. Walnut Grove basketball.
Still broken.
Allen, no.
First pitch of the ball game will be low in the dirt, and that's ball one. Of course, on Friday, Licking and Iberia. That'll be a ball game. Both those teams undefeated at the moment. Next pitch, here's a hard ground ball over to short. Creamer is there, throw on over to first. Nice stretch by Baker, and that's out number one. So Bernie will ground out to start this game, bringing us now to center fielder Eli Anderson. Anderson also a right-handed batter. He'll go ahead and settle on in. Now, as I mentioned, Licking and Iberia both undefeated. I think both their games today got canceled. But we could see two 7-0 teams on Friday. First pitch, low and inside here to Anderson. 1-0. No scoreboard here in Dixon, so you're going to have to take my word for it. I'll do my best. Of course, I also have the assistance of one Allen Hilliard. I won't promote him, but you know where to find him. Here's a pitch high and outside this time, ball two. Means I have to watch the umpire today. Can't rely on anybody else. 2-0 again, the count to Anderson. Next one, that one's in there. Got away from the catcher McKinnon, but still going to be called strike one. Definitely can't watch Allen over here. He's already messed up. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Anderson. Again, Landon Pierce on deck. Next pitch, that one's outside this time. And it does now go to 3-1. 3:05 down the lines here in Dixon. 3:45 to left and right center. 3:60 to deep. 3 balls, 1 strike. Next one's taken that time as well. Anderson maybe thought he had ball 4 there, but instead it's going to be called strike 2. We'll go full for the first time tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch from Sinden. Payoff pitch is high. That is ball 4. And we'll have our game's first base runner here. Anderson trucks on down to first. So Anderson aboard here. Still 1 out. Let's see what Landon Pierce can do. First pitcher versus pitcher matchup in this ball game. Pierce taking the sign from third base. We'll settle in right-hand side here. Again, cloudy day here in Dixon. Waiting to see what happens with the weather today. And that pitch is going to hit him. Pitch runs inside. Pierce will take it off the leg. That'll move a runner into scoring position now. First and second. 1 out for your cleanup hitter, Trip Caldwell. Caldwell, man behind the plate. Trying to help out the Crocker cause here with the bat. Ball to the outfield, very likely. Scores the game's first run. Standing back in the box, also standing near the inside edge here. Sinden working out of the stretch. First pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. In the radar here. Looks like there's some stuff moving around, especially north of Waynesville St. Robert. But ultimately, still dry out here in Dixon. Next pitch, that one's in there. And that'll even up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the worst of it seems to be, at the moment anyway, south of Jefferson City. But as long as the rain stays away, we should be good. Maybe a light rain or something of the sort. 1 ball, 1 strike. Long look to second. The next pitch, swung on, missed. And we go to 1-2. Sinden looking for that first strikeout of the game. Got a ground out to begin this one. Then a walk, then a hit by pitch. No hits just yet for Crocker. Caldwell looking to change that. Sinden will come straight. 2-strike pitch. Almost went around on it, but held off on the pitch up high. They're going to appeal. No swing, says our field umpire. 2-2. Almost went for that pitch up high. but thought better of it. How about the next 2-strike pitch? There it is. In there, strike 3 called. Taught the outer half. That's out number 2. So Sinden does pick up that first strikeout here. Coming up to the plate, Colin Brassley. Third baseman, batting 5th. Number 5, hitting 5. But also wearing number 13. 5 in the scorebook. First pitch. Here's a ground ball over to third. Playing it. That's going to be Drew Young. Over to first it goes in plenty of time. And that will end the top of the first. So nothing doing here for Crocker. No runs. No face. Landon Pierce. No score. Bottom of the first. First pitch. Caught the inner half of the zone here. And we'll start here with the strike. Connor Harvey, KOZQ. Almost couldn't hear myself think there for a second. I'll get used to it. Don't worry about it. Next pitch. Up high here. Count evens up 1-1. Sinden, Norton, and Young to get us started here for the Bulldogs. Take to the plate for the first time today. 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Shallow outfield here. Backing up on is Connell. Reaches up, almost stumbles through. But he does make the catch here to start us off with out number 1. Norton batting from the right-hand side here. Pierce pitching from the windup. First pitch to him is going to be a ground ball over to third. Brasslin scoops it up, throw across the diamond. And plenty of time again here. Foster puts it in the glove. And that's a quick 2 outs. And very talented athlete. Both Youngs were. Elder brother Drake, now playing at the college level. First pitch, though, is taken outside, ball 1. And this Young, Drew Young, just a sophomore. 20 years left here for the Bulldogs. 1-0 pitch. Swung away, but fouled it off behind us. And it's 1-1. Again, big thank you to our sponsors today. We'll go through them now. Marius County Bank, Bank of Crocker, Waynesville Memorial Chapel, Shelter Insurance, Paul's Furniture, Rivar Heating and Cooling, St. Robert Auto Supply, Domino's of St. Robert, Phelps Health. More after this. Here's a swing, ground ball over to third. Throw to first is in time, and that'll do it here for out number 1. Low Chevrolet, Action Automotive, Post Pond, Dixon Nursing. Top of the second here in Dixon. First pitch, first offer up here to Jesse Goldsmith is outside here. We'll start it off 1-0. 6, 7, and 8. Connor Harvey here with you, Z102.3. First inning going by without much fanfare. Just a couple base runners for Crocker. No hits just yet. Now a 1-1 count as Goldsmith will watch the off-speed pitch in there from, again, starting pitcher Case Sinden. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on a cloudy day in Dixon. Next offering, Sinden from the windup. Hard hit ground ball over to first. Baker going to keep it in front of him. Race to the bag. Baker will get there first. And that's out number 1. Hard struck ball there from Goldsmith that time, but Baker didn't field it necessarily cleanly, but did enough to keep it in front of him. And then again beats Goldsmith to the bag for the first out. So 1 away. Here comes left-handed hitter Riley Foster. First base today, batting 7th. His first trip. Off-speed pitch to start, outside, ball 1. And coming up Friday, Licking and Iberia. Of course, Waynesville plays a few times on the road this week. They're actually very busy this week. But we'll wait for them to return on home. April 9th. Next time we'll see Waynesville in action. We play Cuba, Camdenton, and the Eugene Quad this week. 2-0 the count, make that now 3-0. Again here to Foster. The walk, the hit by pitch. Crocker's first 2 base runners in the first. Now the 3-0 from Sinden. That one's going to hit him. Ball 4, hit by pitch. It's all the same in the end. Foster will take his base with 1 out. Here's designated hitter Hagen Libert. Lippert will try to move Foster along here. Number 8 hitter in the lineup. On deck, Crocker. Then we go back to the top. Wind is slightly blowing today. Looks like it's blown out toward left field. First pitch, long fly ball, left field side, but it looks like it is going to... I can't see out there in left, but judging by the reactions here, it looks like it was caught, and that'll be out number 2. Press box here in Dixon, it's in a bit of a peculiar spot. We are on the third base side of things. And just how big the window is, you actually cannot see out in the left field without stretching your head out there. But we judge by reactions, and judging by the fact that Lippert has retreated back to the dugout, I'll say it was caught out there by Garrett Johnson, giving us out number 2. Just one of those peculiarities out here. First pitch down to Crocker. That's going to be a line drive. That gets through for a base hit. There's your game's first hit right there. Ware is able to split Young and Creamer. Foster will move on over to second. First and second now with 2 outs. And we're to the top of the order once more here with Jackson Burney. Both Young and Creamer trying to dive after that one. But the ball just going right between the outstretched gloves there. So again, back to Burney we are. 0 for 1 is Burney today. He grounded up to short to start this game. Again, comes up with a man in scoring position, that being Riley Foster. Ground ball, right side, this could be trouble. It gets through. They're going to try to send the runner home here. Here comes a throw from Nivens. It is not going to be there. It's actually over the head of McKinnon. Runner's going to advance to second and third, but Crocker takes a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Jackson Burney. So Foster scores from second. Ware will move all the way over now to third. And again, Burney does advance to second himself on the throw home. So 1-0 now in favor of Crocker. 2 base hits back to back now. Trying to extend this inning on. Here's Eli Anderson. First pitch too high here. Ball 1. Still 2 outs, so Sinden trying to limit the damage here. Anderson, 0 for 0. He walked. Walked on a full count in that first inning. Pitch high here. 2-0. Trying to rely on you, Allen, but you're waiting for me to say it. Now here's 3-0. Another pitch too high. So 3 pitches up and out of the zone here. And perhaps 1 errant pitch away from loading the bases. Sinden going from the windup here. It's taken all the way. Just letting 1 go by. Called strike. On deck again, that would be Landon Pierce. Go any farther than that here with 2 outs. Trip Caldwell waiting on here. 3-1 pitch. That one also in there. From 3-0, we go now to 3-2. Full count. Sinden can find 1 more here. Perhaps his second strikeout. Again, would get him out with just the 1 run. Next pitch here to Anderson. Swung on. High chopper over to short. Creamer going to play on the hop. Has to hurry with the throw, and he got him. Got him by a step. And we'll keep those runners stranded on second and third. So, Crocker strikes first. 1 run, 2 hits. The RBI single for Jackson Burney. Scoring the run. No errors. 2 runners left over on base. That'll move us on into the bottom of the second. Again, Crocker leads this one 1-0 over Dixon. You're listening to Frisco League Baseball here on Z102.3.
This song's gonna be loud.
I'm still 20 seconds away. Hopefully nothing happens here on this pitch, right?
In my commercials early.
Yeah, I still got 15 seconds. I probably should have chopped up this 2-minute break into 90, huh? Well, a 1-1 count here to Joel Nivens as we get back to it here. Bottom of the second, make it 1-2. Landon Pierce delivering a pitch about knee-high here. 1-0 now our score. Crocker strikes first in the top half of the inning. Dixon trying to respond. 4, 5, and 6 coming up to the plate here. Another offering from Pierce on its way. That's a swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Scream over the walk-up music here, but Baker now to the plate. Here's a swing and a miss. Big swing on the first pitch of the at-bat. Couldn't make contact, though. 0-1. Baker playing first. Made a good defensive play in the top half of the inning. Stopped a hard-hit ground ball. Trying to put Dixon on the field here. Here's a pop-up left side of the infield. Underneath it is Bernie. I'll make the catch here, and that's out number 2. Again, righty versus righty matchup. First pitch. Swung on, fouled it off behind us here. 0-1. On deck, Garrett Johnson. And Creamer batting 6th in the Bulldog lineup today. Dixon able to limit that damage in the top half of the inning. Here's a pitch low and away that time. Ball 1. 1-1. So far, so good on the weather front. Again, still just those threatening clouds up in the sky. And wind blowing out to left. Next pitch, half swing. They'll appeal on down. They're going to say no swing. And we go 2 balls, 1 strike. By the way, Dixon coached by Solomon Wider. Crocker coached by Alex Shelton, of course. Both returning coaching. Here's a line drive out to center field. That's going to get down. Dixon has its first base hit. Creamer's going to round first. He'll stay there. Now. So here is Johnson batting for the left-hand side. Made a catch in the top half of the inning. A fly ball out there. Takes the first pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. And we'll see if Dixon can find itself a bit of a 2-out rally. So they try to tie this one up here in the second. Creamer, another sizable lead over on first. Pierce, a look over his left shoulder, delivers. Swung on, fouled it off. Up high, but it looks like it's going to be beyond us into the parking lot. Listen for the crash. Looks like we're all good. 1-1. Pierce again working from the stretch now. With that runner aboard. 1-1. Swung on, miss. Strike 2 here. On deck now, Owen McKinnon. If Johnson can keep the inning alive here. Farther than that, we go to Eli Rujewicz. In your count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pierce will shake 1 look off. Now 2. Now finds a sign he likes. And the pitch. High, fastball, 2-2. And Caldwell behind the plate. Riley Foster over on first. Logan Connell on second, Jackson Burney at short, Con Braslin at third. Brock Ware in left, Eli Anderson in center, Jesse Goldsmith out in right field. Next 2-strike pitch, 1 hops the plate, 3-2. No walks just yet given up by Pierce, but in danger here. 1 strikeout, he's given up the 1 hit. Currently standing over on first, that again John Creamer. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Taking off with it, but it's a swing and a miss. And that will be out number 3. So a second strikeout. 4 and 5. Meat of the Crocker lineup here. Case Cinder comes back out for a 3rd inning of work. Here's a swing. Pop up right side. Coming up on it though, right fielder Joel Nivens makes the catch. That's a quick out number 1 here. So 1 batter down here. Now we see the cleanup hitter, again, Trip Caldwell. Caldwell, strikeout victim his last time up. He struck out looking. Sinden's 1 and only strikeout thus far. Again, Crocker had a chance for more in that second inning, had runners on second and third, but Sinden able to work on through it. Again, limited just that RBI single. First pitch here to Caldwell. Takes it on the upper half here, 1-1. And a reminder to join us on Friday. Licking in Iberia, live from Licking. Next pitch here, bit of a half-hearted swing. I think they're going to call it a strike. Yeah, they'll peel on down. We'll say he did. And it's 0-2. Of course, our first trip up to Licking to see the defending state champion, Licking Wildcats, of course, Iberia. They have some state championship hopes of their very own. Here's a hard ground ball, but foul down the first base line here. And we're seeing the best of the Frisco League this year, or at least this week. We'll see most of the Frisco League at some point this season. We've already seen Lakeway, of course. They took on Waynesville earlier this season. We'll see Lakeway again. We'll see Newburgh, Richland. We'll see them all. Next pitch, by the way, was low and outside, so we do go to 1-2 here on Caldwell. On deck, Colin Braslin. In the hole, we go any farther. Jesse Goldsmith. Working through the middle of the lineup here at the moment. 1 out, top of the third. Sending comes set, 2-strike pitch. Ground ball, first base side. It's going to stay fair. No, they're actually going to call that one foul. Wow. Just barely got foul in time there as Baker picked it up. And they're going to let Caldwell come back to the plate here. That's actually going to bring Coach Wider out of the dugout to talk with the home plate umpire here. That ball bounced right down the line.
It was fair on the inside.
Yeah,
What they're going to say, well, they're going to get together and talk about it. I think it might have been fair. Contrary to what I believe sometimes, I do not know everything. Next pitch. Fastball, upper half, and they're going to get the out anyway. Another strikeout looking here on Caldwell. 2 down. So Dixon will get its out in the end. But it will be strikeout number 2 for Sinden. 2 outs, nobody on. Colin Braslin. Braslin, a strikeout. Nope, excuse me. How about a ground out his last time up? Grounded out 5-3. First pitch. Fly ball out toward right. Nivens to his left. Tries to make the basket catch, but it gets by him. Rounding first, now a big stop. Going all the way back to first is Braslin. Decided he didn't have enough time after all. But he'll hold up over at first and there'll be an error. Out and right now.
So there's contact on the base runner.
They're actually going to call interference here on Baker. They're going to give him second anyway. They're going to say contact was made as Braslin tried to retreat back to first. As Coach Wider comes back out of the dugout once more here. But what we do know is Braslin's going to at least get first. There was an error out and right on Nivens. We'll wait to see if they send him back to first or if they give him second here again on fielder interference.
Go back that far.
The discussion will continue on here. Again, there are 2 outs. But Braslin's allowed to remain on second here. A ball to the outfield from Goldsmith could pick up a second run. Looks like it is going to stand here. And it will still be called interference. So runner in scoring position here. Again, if Goldsmith can find some empty grass out there. Another sizable gap between right and center field. Well, we'll see if Cindy can work through this trouble as well. First pitch, a good one. Goldsmith spinning away, but it spins back into the zone itself. 0-1. Goldsmith grounded out to first base unassisted. His first trip was back in the second inning. He started that inning. Now here's a swing and a ground ball over to short. Play will be at first. Creamer, the throw. Baker has it. And that does end the inning. So the error leads to nothing here for Crocker. No runs, no hits. And Dixon needing a run here. They trail 1-0. Here's a swing. Shallow pop fly. Could be trouble. That's going to get down in fair territory. Goldsmith will run up on it here. But McKinnon will have himself a base knock to begin the inning. So I guess I didn't see it, but it's Eli Willis at the plate, not Eli Rujevitz. We'll see what Willis can do. He's going to square up to bunt. He's showing right away. The pitch, going to pull it back. Pitch pops out of the glove of Caldwell, but not enough to advance the runner here. We also did get a pinch runner. Don't have numbers on the front of the jerseys here for Dixon, so we'll see if we can get a backside here. I'll get you here in just a second after this pitch. It was a ball. Here's the next one. Bunted it foul. Who is it?
Who are you talking about?
The pinch runner over at first.
Avery Flawhard, number 9.
Nice. Avery Flawhard running over at first. Again, running here for the catcher McKinnon. But it is Willis here. He faces a 1-1 count. See if he squares up the bunt again here. So far, bat on the shoulder. Looks like he might be swinging away here. Nope, now we'll show bunt. Now a pickoff throw to first, but Flower gets back. And we'll continue away here, the 1-1. Now here comes the 1-1 here. Crocker charging down the lines. Pitch misses. Throw down to first, and they did not get him. Slid under the tag. Throw was good from Caldwell. Foster just missed the tag there. Almost. Good thought there. Count at the plate meanwhile. 2 balls and 1 strike. How about the next one? There's the bunt in play. Pierce has it. He's going to throw it over to second. He'll get him. They'll throw over to first. Not going to be in time there. But they do get the lead runner. Well, sitting at 0 for 1 today's game. He popped out to second to start. Trying to help out his own cause here. Dixon trailing by 1 in the early goings. Here's a swing. Long fly ball out toward right center. Going back on is Anderson, but that's going to be over his head. That's going to roll up to the fence here. Willis going around second. We'll see if they try to send him home. Throw comes in. Bernie has it. Throw is going to be... Well, didn't have the runner coming home from third anyway. And 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch here to Norton. Looked good. Guess it missed inside. 1-0. Water tower just beyond center field. Trees. Things of that nature. Here's a pop-up. Foul territory. On it, Caldwell makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Well, we'll need a base knock here. 2 outs. Need to find some empty space. First pitch. Foul it off. 0-1. And you've got Willis over on third. You've got Sinden on second. First base currently unoccupied. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This game has been moving right along here. Before we get the 0-1 though, actually time going to be called. Caldwell out from behind home plate. Wants to talk things over here with Pierce. Pierce trying to work out of the jam here. 0-1. Missed the corner that time. High and tight. And it is 1-1. One strike pitch. Caught a piece of it, but fouled it off into the chest protector of Caldwell. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Pierce looking for strikeout number 3. The offering. Missed it high, 2-2. Joel Nivens on deck. Young manages to keep the inning alive here. Rafe Baker. He's waiting on here. Next 2-strike pitch from Pierce. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Dixon will leave 2 stranded. Strikeout number 3 today for Pierce, but their Tigers are blue and black.
Blue and white.
Blue and white, really? I thought they were black.
Nope, white.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. A new inning? How about inning number 4 here in Dixon? Crocker a slim lead over Dixon here today. 1-0. Crocker at the plate. Riley Foster down in the count here. 0-1. Connor Harbert today, Z102.3. The weather so far holding out, and this game moving right along. Slim pickings on offense today. Here's strike 2. On the upper half of the zone. Actually 1-2, by the way. First pitch, I guess, did miss the zone after all, but it is still 1-2. 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the Lions. Next pitch here from Sinden is a comebacker to the mound. Sneaks through out into center field. Base hit. Foster, he'll round first, but he'll keep put right there. Crocker has its 3rd hit of the ball game. Nothing more than singles today for Crocker. But again, they do hold the game's run. It was an RBI single for Jackson Burney back in the 2nd. Might see him later on in the inning here, barring a double play and a little bit of extra out there. Here's Hagen Libert. First pitch over his head here, 1-0. Again, Crocker trying to get back to 500 on the year. 3-3 they would be. Dixon trying to get back above 500. At the moment, they're 2-2. Next pitch to Libert here. Reaches out and bunts that one foul up and above the cage. 1-1. Of course, like I said in the pregame today, would not be surprised if both these teams have a lot more wins and losses at the end of the year. Of course, the competition at the top of the Frisco League, very, very stiff. Licking, Iberia, Dixon, Crocker. Of course, you can make a case for Plato. They've been playing well at times this year. There's some good teams this year in the conference. Always makes it fun to get on out here. Here's a ground ball over to 3rd. That one going to actually be played by Kramer, but he can do no more than keep it in front of him. That'll be an infield hit. Young tracking to his left, tried to take a stab at it, couldn't get to it in time. Kramer was able to get to it on backup, but by then, Libert had already gotten himself over to 1st. So 2 consecutive base knocks here. Puts the runners on. 1 runner in scoring position for left fielder Brock Ware. But we'll actually have a pinch runner here for Crocker. Running for Libert. Looks like that's going to be Logan Connell. Plays out in the field at 2nd today, but he'll run here for Libert. So now Connell on 1st, but a man in scoring position here for Ware. Number 9 hitter trying to bring some production from the bottom of the lineup. He'll actually go ahead and square up to bunt here with nobody out. Waits for it. Pitch 1 hops. Taking off for 3rd is going to be Foster. He'll slide on in. That ball's thrown beyond 3rd, but Foster will stay right on there. That'll be a wild pitch. Moves both runners. So a great opportunity for Crocker here to expand upon the lead. 2 runners on 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Count 1-0 here. Next offering up to Ware. Caught the upper outside corner here, strike 1. We already saw Sinden work his way out of 1 jam today. But he did have the 2 outs in that instance. This time he's going to have to find a way to get 3 of them without letting those runners move forward. Here's a swing and a miss. Strikeouts would definitely help. He's got 2 strikes here on Ware. Ware's first time up, he singled, so he is 1 for 1 today. Trying to get through Sinden again. 2-strike pitch. Fastball high, 2-2. Good crowd on hand, by the way. Not deterred by the potential weather. Spent some time amongst the people before the game today. 2-strike pitch. Upper outside corner, strike 3 call. There's 1 out Sinden needs. His 3rd strikeout of the day. All strikeouts looking. But we do go back to the top of the lineup now. The man responsible for the game's one run today, Jackson Burney. Again, Burney, he did have that RBI single back in the second. He also grounded out to short, so 1 for 2 today. Settling in for the third time here in 4 innings. Here's a swing. Fly ball sent out towards center. Shallow. That's going to get down. The runners are going to try to move forward here. They'll get it back to the infield, but it won't be in time. Foster will come home to score. And it's 2-0 Crocker. Another RBI here for Burney. Thought they might have had time out there in center field, but Norton couldn't catch up to it in time. Libbert will move on over to third. Again, Foster scores from third. And it is 2-0 here. So we'll actually get a meeting of the minds here now for Dixon. Before we see Eli Anderson here. Ground out victim his last time up. Grounded out 6-3 to the shortstop. First pitch in there. Anderson ducking out of the zone there, but it still found the upper half. 0-1. On deck now, Landon Pierce. Anderson again steps in. Anderson also walked back in the first. Next pitch, taken off for second. That'll be Burney. Throw on down. They're going to cut off the throw. They'll just give him second here just to make sure that runner over at third doesn't try anything here. Now second and third with 1 out. No double play to get him out of the inning, not in the traditional sense. And here's a pop-up. The right side here, who's going to call it? Looks like it'll be Rujewicz. Puts it in the glove here, out number 2. Another positive result here for Dixon. Does keep those runners held. Not deep enough to advance the runner, of course. And that brings us now to Landon Pierce. Here's an RBI opportunity. He flew out to right last time. Takes a first pitch strike. Sinden taking something off of it that time. Dropped it in. Sinden working out of the windup. So Crocker taking rather big leads over there. Here's a swing. Line drive. Right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It gets down. That's going to score at least a couple runs here. Rounding first is Pierce. He's going to try to go. No, he's going to hold up at second. It's a 2 RBI double. Crocker leads 4-0. So both Libbert and Burney will score. Pierce helps his own cause with a couple of RBIs. And still a chance for more. Still a runner in scoring position in Pierce now. For your cleanup hitter, Trip Caldwell. Caldwell, I'll say, he's been, well, he might be coming to the plate on a mission. Cleanup hitter today, but 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. Sinden's got the better of him so far in today's game. First pitch to him here. Yeah, there's a big swing, but he can't make contact this time, 0-1. 7th hitter of the inning. And what has been the game's most impactful inning thus far. The 3 runs across. 0-1 pitch, half swing that time, but missed it again, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here to Caldwell. Now time's going to be called. Not going to dance here. Here is that 2-strike pitch. Outside, 1-2. Again, it's Pierce over on second after the 2 RBI double. And the pitch. Taken off, though. Throw on down to third. They're going to apply the tag. So we won't get a 2-strike pitch here, as Pierce actually just takes off. Kind of an odd one there. Sinden just simply steps off and lobs one on over to third. They apply the tag. So that'll actually end the inning. Bit of an anticlimactic end to that. But it's still 3 runs. 3 runs coming across on 4 hits. No errors and nobody out. Bottom of the 4th here in Dixon. Swing and a foul ball way behind us. Joel Nivens at the plate. And a cloudy Monday afternoon. Glad you could join us. I guess we are past the 5 o'clock hour, so I guess I can say Monday evening. 4-0 now our score. Crocker putting up a 3 spot in the top half of the inning. Dixon trying to match. Here's a swing and miss. And it's 0-2 now here to Nivens. Nivens is 0 for 1 today. He struck out. And Pierce still on the mound for the Lions. He's got 3 strikeouts today. Hunting for number 4, 2-strike pitch. Is going to miss the corner here. Right outside, 1-2. Nivens, Baker, Kramer. I'll get a bat here in this inning. Next 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's out number 1. And walk-up music, I'll tell you what. Not a big fan of rock. Here's another pop-up. Left side of the infield, very similar to his first at-bat. Again, into the hands here of Jackson Burney. I was going to say he's 0 for 1 with a pop-out to short. Make it 0 for 2. 2 pop-outs to short now. There's 2 down now for John Kramer. To get someone going here for the Bulldogs. They definitely need it here. Now trailing by 4. Ground ball, third base side, foul, 1-1. Crocker just a few more hits than Dixon today. 6 hits to 3. Dixon's problem today, they haven't been able to string them together. Went down 1-2-3 in the first. Had the 2-out single in the second. Actually had runners on second and third in the third. That was their best opportunity today. But unfortunately, a pop out and a strikeout ended that inning. 2 down here and an 0-2 count to Kramer. Fastball right down the pipe. Pierce looking to get that 1-2-3 inning. Here's a ground ball, third base side, but again, foul. The wind still a gusting out there. Not too fast, although I can see some. Don't really know what to call it out there. Tart fabric. Not quite sure in center field. You can see it blowing quite a bit. Again, it's blowing out toward left today. If somebody can catch a hold of one, right-handed batter, pull it on out to right. Next 2-strike pitch here to Kramer. He is in there, strike 3 call. Ooh, the fastball right. A new inning. How about inning number 5 here as Trip Caldwell takes a pitch down low for ball 1. Case Sinden still on the mound for Dixon. 4-0 is our score. Crocker putting up 3 runs in the 4th inning. Trying to add on to that lead here. Pitch outside. They only go to 2-0. Caldwell, Braslin, Goldsmith. All up to the plate here. Caldwell 0 for 2. Again, was at the plate to begin, or to end the 4th inning, I should say. But again, Pierce taking off for third was simply picked off by Sinden. Bit of an odd play to end the inning. But it does get Caldwell back up there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a swing, comebacker to the mound. Sinden struggles for it, has to dive after it, but still makes the play, falling to his back. Overran the ball originally. Almost tripped and fell. Dove to the ground to get the ball and still threw it off of his back. 4-out number 1. It was a bad play, then it was a very good play for Sinden, but that's still out number 1. Laugh about it a little bit. Still be thankful you got out number 1. And now step up to face Colin Braslin. Braslin is 0 for 2. Grounded out to third his first time up. Then reached on an error in the 3rd. Reached on an error out in the right. And then was gifted second on runner interference, or should I say fielder interference. But he was left stranded over there. At the plate now, it's 1-0. Make that 2-0. Here to the Crocker third baseman. On deck, Jesse Goldsmith. Last guaranteed batter of the inning here. The next pitch misses high again here for ball 3. Pitch from Sinden, also taken high, 4-pitch walk. So Brassel aboard here for the second time today. And we'll see what Jesse Goldsmith can do. His third trip to the plate. Goldsmith is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice in this one. Grounded out to first base unassisted in the second inning. And out to short in the third. Pitch here to Goldsmith, called strike 1. Dixon, one-time state champions for baseball back in 1976. Thanks, Allen. There's your fun fact for the day. Get Crocker here in a second. Here's a ground ball over to second. Over to second for 1. Throw to first is not going to be in time, but they do get the lead runner. It'll be a fielder's choice. Almost had time for 2. Rujewicz kind of caught that one with the stomach there. Flipped it on over to second. Let the throw from Kramer just a little bit too slow that time. But again, still get out number 2 on the fielder's choice. So Goldsmith aboard here, now on first. We see Riley Foster again. Foster, a left-handed hitter. He's reached base twice today. First pitch, a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Was hit by a pitch in the second and later scored. He again was that first run of the game. Then in the fourth inning, he singled to start the inning, and he was later brought around an RBI single for Jackson Burney. Twice now he's been brought home by Burney. Goldsmith, big lead over on first. Next pitch, also going to be in there for called strike 2. And Crocker, 4 runs, all of them earned today. Aside from the 2 RBI singles for Burney, 2 RBI double for Landon Pierce. Here's a line drive foul right in front of us. And we'll stay 0-2. Crocker has never been state champions in baseball. It's not an easy thing to do. Lots of baseball teams in the great state of Missouri. And only 1 can call themselves state champion. Actually, only 6 can. Next pitch, missed outside, thrown down to second, not going to be there. Goldsmith will have himself a stolen base. 1 champion for each class. At least in modern times. I know back in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, wasn't necessarily the same classification system.
Small, medium, large.
Small, medium, and large, I think it was. I'm not actually quite sure.
Small and large.
Only been alive for 28 years, Alan. Next pitch. There it is. Strike 3. Strike 3 called. Another strikeout for Sinden. All of his strikeouts today came out of nowhere. Garrett Johnson. First pitch. That one didn't miss by much. 1-0. Bottom of the 5th. Here in Dixon. Bulldogs 9 outs to work with. They need 4 runs here at the moment. Here's a ground ball heading off over towards short. Coming up on its Burney. Throw is not going to be there. And it's an infield single for Garrett Johnson. Ball by several Bulldog hitters. Not that time, though. Weak ground ball, but also weak enough to give him time to head on down over to first. So Owen McKinnon's back up to the plate here. He holds one of Dixon's 4 hits today. He'll look for pay dirt once more. First pitch in the dirt. Caldwell keeping in front of it here. It's 1-0. Connor Harbert, Z102.3. Cloudy Monday evening. Rain would have stayed away. It's a good choice today. Next pitch, taken off is Johnson. Throw down from Caldwell. That's going to get away. That's going to head all the way out into center field, but not so far as to allow Johnson to move any farther. He'll just have the stolen base. That will get him into scoring position here. McKinnon can find something. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0. You're just going to check every Frisco League school now, aren't you? And looking for the outfield here to score that run. Here's a swing, foul tip. 2-1. Of course, we know Licking, they were state champions last year. They were champions also in 1990. Your fingers in the way. 1989. I remember that was a thing. I remember saying that. I did my research for that state championship game. Next pitch to McKinnon. Fastball high. And it's 3-1. On deck, Eli Willis. And after that, we go back to the top of the order. Case Sinden awaiting on in there. Here comes the next one. Taken. And it's low, all four. That'll be the first walk given up today here by to simplify it. They need offense. On a runner in scoring position here, nobody else. It's another good opportunity for it. Here's from the stretch, first pitch here to Willis. Rolling inside, ball one. Again, I don't keep track of pitch counts. But Pierce, he's pitched the entire game thus far. Struck out 5 thus far. 5 strikeouts on 1 walk. Ground ball over to third. They're going to take it to third for the lead out. Throw to first is in time. Make up the double play. Ground ball close enough to third. Nothing, bottom of the 5th. Pitch. Ground ball on over to third. It's going to touch the glove of Braslin here. Going to slide on into it. But it will be a single for Sinden. Infield base hit. Time these two teams met, I don't think I was here for this one. It was a Dixon win, 7-2. Trying to make it 2 wins in a row. The year before that, around this time, 2022, it was a 4-3 win for Crocker. I think I was here in Dixon last year for Dixon and Plato. Pretty sure Dixon did win that game. It's an 0-1 count though to Norton. Saw Dixon quite a bit last year. This won't be the last time, I'm pretty sure, we do see Dixon this year. Nor Crocker. Here comes the pitch. Runner taking off, but it's a foul ball. And Sinden will have to treat on back to first. Again, I left my schedule behind. I don't know where it's at. I think it probably is just sitting in my office. But I'm pretty sure we will see these teams. I definitely know Crocker because I know we'll be making a trip to Crocker at some point. Pretty sure we'll see Dixon on the road at some point. Or maybe here at home. I actually don't know. Make sure you stay tuned. Catch Marv's Sports Reports morning, noon, evening. We'll keep you updated on where I'll be and when. It's an 0-2 count here to Norton. 2 outs. Runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Again, Sinden taking off. Line drive, third base side, and it is foul. Just foul, it looks like. And that might have taken away a potential run there. Again, Sinden was taken off. But the momentum he had built up. Was already on his way to third. By the time that ball was called foul. But it is still 0-2 here. Here's trying to get out of the inning. 2-strike pitch, gets away. To the backstop, it'll roll. Sinden will finally take second. He's been trying. But he'll get there on a wild pitch. Again, don't need to find all those 4 runs now if you're Dixon. But 1 would be nice. Again, essentially 7 outs to work with at this point. Here's the next 2-strike pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. Pierce has it. He'll jog on over to first. Now he'll flip it on over there. And 4-0 is our score. Crocker a 3-run 4th. They did most of their damage today. Pitch, upper half, 1 and 2. Hope you're having a good Monday evening. One of 2 baseball games we'll have for you this week. Bookends on the weekdays. Here's a foul ball. It'll bounce off home plate. We'll stay where we're at. Licking Iberia on Friday. No rain in the forecast for Friday. So we'll definitely have that one for you. Of course, it's worked out tonight. The rain has stayed away for the most part. But for the most part, I mean it 100% has. We're still completely dry. Oh, apparently there has been a little. Well, not enough for me to notice anyway. Pitch outside, 2 and 2. My eyes aren't what they used to be in my middle age. 2-2. Breaking ball inside, 3 and 2. 20s, 30s, it's all middle age. So full count here to Lippert to start out the inning. Next pitch, taken high. Or maybe outside, I'm looking. McKinnon behind the plate, keeping it there for a little bit. Don't think he necessarily agreed with the call, but it will be outside, ball 4. So Lippert on here. Well, he'll actually be subbed out for Connell again, pinch runner. That does bring us to left fielder Brock Ware. Ware 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout today. Single back in the second. Gonna square up to bunt though. Pulls it back. Pitch was high. 1-0. In this game about an hour and a half old. We're getting there. Again, we got started right at 4:30 today. Next pitch. There's the bunt laid down, but it's going to roll foul. Young coming up on it from third. Let it roll all the way down the line before picking it up in foul territory. And Dixon won that state title, by the way, back in 1976. Who did they beat? Lilbourne. I'm not familiar, but it was a 11-2 drubbing. So it's safe to say they earned it that year. Of course, they also beat Ash Grove 10-4. Also beat Nixa 7-0. There's a weird result. You would never see that today. Of course, Nixa off playing in Class 6. Dixon, obviously, we're here in Class 3. Crocker, Class 2. So 1-2 count here to Ware. Still squaring up to bunt here, looks like. He's going to lay one down. This time it's going to stay fair. Good bunt. Young has it. He'll have to go to first. Does get it there. The sacrifice will work. Great bunt laid down by Ware that time. Especially with 2 strikes. Playing with fire, but got it to work out for him. Runner on second now for Jackson Burney. Burney, a player you want at the spot in this position. Approaching the end game of today's ball game. Sinden's first pitch. By Sinden, I mean Johnson. It's a fastball outside corner here to, again, Jackson Burney. Burney, the player you want with runners in scoring position. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs today. It's been one of your better bats in this game. Next pitch. Gonna foul it off to the right. Into the softball field it goes. 1-1. And by that I mean 0-2.
I tried to rely on you again and I messed it up.
Ow.
I'm listening to you.
No balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Fastball high here. There's your ball 1. 1-2.
Storms blowing in.
I'm definitely starting to feel the wind a little more.
It's brightening up too. Not just the lights.
And the lights are on here in Dixon. 1-2. Outside that time. McKinnon holding it there. Not going to get the call he likes though. 2-2. Eli Anderson on deck. It's certainly moving by. It's mostly just passed right on over us. Next 2-strike pitch. Caught the outer edge, strike 3 called. So Johnson comes in, picks up the strikeout. And gets out number 2. Close the book on Sinden once we end the inning here. Again, still responsible for that runner over on second. But there are 2 outs. Here's Eli Anderson once more. Anderson 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to him here. Line drive on over to second, but caught on a rope here by Rujewicz. And that'll end the inning. This one, but they've got a good spot in the lineup here. Try to get back in here. 3, 4, and 5. Drew Young takes the first pitch low. Ball 1. You know, we've been digging through the Mitchell website today. This doesn't involve the teams on the field today, but I thought this would be fun because it does shine a light into the past. The next pitch to Young is a ground ball first base side and foul. The 1927 Boys Class 1 Basketball Championship. A barn burner and offensive showcase. Northeast Kansas City defeated Central out of Springfield 27-17. Bob Smith led the way with 5 points. Here's a pop-up, foul territory. Caldwell giving chase, but it's just over the fence. And that'll be strike 2. George Mikan was probably, well, he'd just been born at that point. That's the earliest basketball player I know. George Mikan, Los Angeles Lakers center. Changed the way we think about basketball. He's the reason why 3 seconds in the lane is a violation. I'm not even joking. Or maybe that was Wilt Chamberlain. It was something like that. So it's 1 and 2 here to Young. I haven't quite left basketball season yet. Next pitch to him, another foul ball. And we'll do it again here. Young is 0 for 2, a ground out to third, and a strikeout. Oregon.
The next year lost to Oregon.
Also defeated Central in 1928, 25-16. Thanks, Allen. Next pitch here. Next 2 striker. Here's another foul ball. Young just staying alive. And in the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 our score. Joel Nivens on deck. Rafe Baker waiting on in the hole. And the next one here from Pierce. Here's a long fly ball, left field. In play, caught out there by Ware, out number 1. Ware. Swinging away on the first pitch. Missed it though, 0-1. And big thank you to our sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. Because obviously you've been hearing from them throughout today's ball game. Next offering here, Nivens drops in there, strike 1. Make sure to go vote tomorrow. See lots more information about voting and the whatnot, so make sure you go on out, exercise your civic duty. Next pitch to Nivens, swung on, missed. That's strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes here to Nivens. Obviously still going strong here late into this game. Giving up just the 5 hits. First pitch to Baker, high and tight, ball 1. Ooh, there's a gust for you. Here's a swing, foul ball. And it's 1-1. Stop working at Misha and get the scoreboard right. 1-1. You can't just make it so. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on. Again, the wind's a-blowing now. Next pitch here, outside. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Also looks like it might be raining out there now. Here's a pitch from Pierce. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. We're in the end game here, trying to beat this one out before the rest of the rain comes. Not sure how much we'll get, but eventually become too much. Here's the pitch, strike 3 call. And that will end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Dixon means we're heading. I'm taking way too much grief over here. First pitch, called a strike here to Landon Pierce. 4-0 our score. Crocker leads this one over Dixon. At the plate right now, again, Landon Pierce. 1 for 2 today. Count evens up now 1-1. Pitch outside. Next offering in there. And it's now 1-2. 3-4-5. Pierce, Caldwell, Brasslin. Pierce a 2 RBI double his last trip up. Next pitch, fouled it up. Stay alive here. Did you know Nevada High School, 1975? 11-man football, finished in second. Next pitch, breaking ball, ground ball over to first. Baker has it. No, it's out of the glove. And it'll be, I'll give that a base knock here for Pierce. Tricky play, had to slide on into it. Can't in good faith give a diving stop a error. So we'll give Pierce his second hit of the day. Some say I'm a little more lenient than others, but I'll let it be. A loss to Rockbridge. 10-0. Simpler time back then. But with Pierce aboard, here's Trip Caldwell. Trip down memory lane. First pitch to Caldwell. Fastball down the middle here, strike 1. You know Nevada has won state championships before. Softball. 2010. I was a freshman. Pickoff throw over to first. Diving back in though is Pierce. Tags applied, but he's in there safely. I was a freshman. Back then, of course, it was Class 3, Nevada Class 4 now. Here comes the 1-0. Caldwell squaring up the bunt. He'll bunt it back to the mound. They go over to first for the guaranteed out. It's there in plenty of time. Pierce moves on over to second. Sacrifice will work. 1 down. Nevada beat Boonville 4-3. I knew that actually. I believe that was also a 15-inning game. It was something back there in 2010. My dad listens to my games. I wonder if he remembers that.
Like Nevada, Missouri, or Nevada?
Fastball outside, Nevada. Not Nevada. Nevada.
Missouri?
Nevada, Missouri, yes.
I didn't even know that was a town.
Yep, southwestern Missouri. It's very much a real town. Here's a swing and a foul ball off to the cage. And it will be strike 1 here on Brasslin. Colin Brasslin at the plate. You know, I've had people mispronounce it, but I've never had somebody not actually know it's a real town. Or just not accept that it's a real town.
It's not.
No, Dixon's not real either. Dixon JV baseball player off to my left. Here's a swing, foul ball off behind us.
That was personal.
And that's strike 2 here on Brasslin.
That was personal.
It was personal, you're right. Brasslin, last time up, he walked, then was rolled up. It's part of a fielder's choice. He also reached on an error and then grounded out to third back in the first. Next pitch on the way. Runner taking off, but it's a foul ball off toward the left. Pierce will have to retreat back to second here. Still 2 strikes. On deck, Jesse Goldsmith. If we go any farther than that, Riley Foster waiting on here. Again, we're in the top of the 7th. Final frame here. Crocker does have an arm warming up. Off in the bullpen. Could see a new pitcher in the bottom half. Here's a ground ball over to second. Rujewicz having trouble picking it up here, but still has time to get it on over to first.
JV pitcher.
For out number 2. Meanwhile, Pierce will move over to third on the play, but there is 2 outs now. Here again for Jesse Goldsmith. Yep, 2007 Waynesville won that football state title. Of course, Marv has the bracket next to his desk, so I remember who played in it and what the scores were and all that. Waynesville played some pretty darn good teams on the way in there, but beat Belton 17-7. First pitch here to Goldsmith. Caught the hop, the upper inside corner, strike 1. Goldsmith, he's 0 for 3. Ground out to first, ground out to short, and then a fielder's choice. Stole second, but was left stranded on over there. 0-1 pitch is a fastball high here, and it's 1-1. On deck now, again, Riley Foster. The inning continues on past this point. Pierce over on third, though. Crocker maybe looking for an insurance run. Pitch outside here, 2-1. Of course, we know Dixon will need 4 to tie, at the moment anyway, 4 to tie, and 5 to win, if they can prevent this run from scoring here. Tall task, but not impossible, obviously. First here's a pitch high, 3-1. First and second unoccupied here. Wind still blowing out toward left. Now time called. Time called just before Johnson went into his motion there. Goldsmith running out of the box. He thought that pitch was flying on in there. Johnson able to hold up in time, but time was given. Now we'll get the 3-1. And at the knees, strike 2. So we go full here, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that'll end the inning. The runner's left stranded over on third. And we know Dixon will need 4 to tie. First today, he's racked up 6 strikeouts. Next pitch. They're going to say it hit him. Didn't catch him flush, but it did graze him enough. Here is Johnson batting for the left-hand side. Takes the first pitch strike here, inner half. 0-1. Johnson singled back in the 5th. Stole second, but was rolled up as part of that 5-3 double play. He was the force out at third. Killed what was a promising inning for Dixon. Probably their most promising inning of the day. Pickoff throw to first, but Creamer gets on back. Continue to await the first pitch. Excuse me, how about the 0-1? Here's a foul ball off to the net. 0-2. 2 strikes here on Johnson as again Pierce looks for that complete game. Striking out 6, walking just the 1. And now a hit batter over on first. Here is that 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Dixon down to 2 outs. Strikeout number 7 for Pierce. Single and a walk. Walk in the 5th, single in the 3rd. First pitch on the way. Taking knee high, strike 1. Almost approaching the halfway point of the 6 o'clock hour. And not going to be a late night for me. We're not too far from our home base over in Waynesville. Best part of the Frisco League. Never too far away from home. I get it, you don't like Waynesville. Here's a ground ball back to the mound. Gonna go over to second. Got one over to first. Double play. That's the ball game. A great thought for Pierce. Goes over to second for the double play. And this will end up a Crocker winner. So this one in the books. And we'll wrap this one up. We'll take ourselves a few minutes. We'll come right back. We'll get you all set up for later on in the week. But again, your final score, Crocker 4, Dixon nothing. You're listening to Frisco League Baseball here on Z102.3.
Shot up, that is in, Burns the win! Have room to run. Toronto, Henry, both there. Henry is